To enjoy this and other great episodes on Patreon, check out the link in the description and subscribe via the Black Kluge tier for full access to over 100 exclusive episodes. For those of you who would like some QF swag on Teepublic, t-shirts, magnets, mugs, what have you, also click on the link in the description.
I noticed that Howard always mentions, like, why does he always mention, like, race and something? Like, that's why my first phone call to him ever was, like, it's a subtle racism. Like, why did he mention that all her assistants were black and, like, and you didn't find anybody else?
But I think Cyrus is making the point that Howard made it into a black-white issue. Is that correct, Cyrus?
Yeah, because even when I call over something that's not about race, he says, Cyrus, you're a black caller, right? Like, why can't I just be Cyrus the caller?
And I don't.
So do you sometimes you need? Well, you don't need a therapist because you don't need answers. You're happy all the time. You walk around happy with Brad and those plays and sucking each other's dicks, and you couldn't be happier. Maybe dick sucking is what I need to do. Let me see your dick.
Try it? Have you tried it?
No, I haven't.
Well, maybe you might find happiness.
Yeah, well, maybe. Who knows?
Did that happen to you, though? Do you fall in love on set? Because it is an aphrodisiac.
Was you getting into music and guitar and all that stuff? Was that some kind of therapy because you didn't have your father?
So the guy who asked you out the other day on the bicycle, he was cute and everything, right?
Yeah.
But we said no. We didn't go out with him.
Tell that fat fucking cunt Robin to shut the fuck up. She can't stop mentioning that other fat cunt Bubba. They're both fat cunts that need to die in a fire.
And when I think about your early life, I thought that you would be the guy who would be filled with anger and resentment because you lost your mother at 14. I always say this, how are you so kind and loving and not bitter about that experience?
Did you graduate college or what?
Just answer the question. Don't make fun of me.
Did you graduate college?
I went to the Regent Street School, Polytechnic School of Architecture in London for 5 years.
And you didn't graduate?
Well, hang on. Let me
go ahead. All right, go ahead.
What's your rush?
Hey, I'm not David Gilmour. You don't have to yell at me. You're a fucking asshole who's trying to get under my skin.
Oh, no, but dude, I've been following you from the beginning.
I don't care. Stop following me.
Yeah, you don't care. That's your problem.
That's right. I don't care. I don't give a shit about you. Fuck off.
Get some new material.
Fuck you. Fuck off. Fuck off. Cancel your subscription right now. Cunt. Fuck
later.
Baba Booey, your asshole.
Oh my goodness.
One of my daughters is fluent in Spanish.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, it's such a turn on when I'll say, can you go up to somebody and speak? Like if I see a Hispanic person, I go up and talk to them in Spanish. She goes, oh, Dad, please. I said, it's so fantastic. So she goes up there, blah, 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 and they go, blah, 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 and I go, oh.
Welcome, folks, to QF, a podcast about Howard Stern. I'm Fillmore, a.k.a. Jim Fix, and with me for today is the return of Bob, Chicago Bob. How are you, big guy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm not too bad, and Bob volunteered. He was very gracious to volunteer and try to do a breakdown, but I told him I want a little frivolity, and the best way for this episode, he's going to come and do some breakdowns for other episodes. Everybody's going to get a shot at it when Sam and I are kind of inundated. But just to get through some of it, but I wanted something funny at least and something entertaining. And when I said Jay Thomas ages ago, and Bob did not recall exactly who he was, and may now still not remember.
I don't.
Yeah,
he was on
Cheers as a recurring character for as he was married to Rhea Perlman's character Carla. That was his big role. And he played a Pittsburgh Penguin, like a hockey player, but he was like a veteran. And he was then he made fun of her on the air, like because he had a radio show at the time he was still doing, and people said, "How hard is it to kiss Carla?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got to get battle pay, and our stubble rubs together and shit like that." And she heard it, of course, and got him fired, basically. So,
oh my God, I didn't know that.
And he said it was between him and BB Newworth, who was going to play Lilith, like Frasier's characters, steady, and they were going to make him a full-time character, and it would have been a massive payday, and he just fucked it up.
Yeah, I didn't know that part of his story. That's hilarious.
But he was on Mork and Mindy, and the first time he was on the show on Sirius, he talked all about how Robin Williams stunk, how he was an asshole, he was into coke, he would steal coke and get you to pay for coke, and then he'll not give you the money back, and all kinds of shit. So he's fearless in the studio. So I thought
this sounds
this
sounds like my kind of guy.
Yeah, we'll let it play through as much as possible.
Jay is a very, very well-known actor, comedian. He's called in our business a triple threat. Oh, yeah. I forget what the third thing is. That
I don't know.
Radio. You forgot that.
Okay, radio, right? Radio, acting,
triple threat. How are you? Hey.
Dancing, singing, everything.
And by the way, they of course share Don Buchwald as an agent. That's another reason to have him, and he's got his own show on Sirius, so it's probably a little cross promotion in as well as if they couldn't get a guest. If they couldn't get a guest, let's ask him.
What type of radio would he do? Just bullshit?
A call-in show.
What?
A call-in show, basically. And he would talk about current issues and stuff. It's great. You can find, someone has uploaded a shitload of them on the archive, but also I think on YouTube there's some segments of it as well. So he did not pull any punches whatsoever.
Okay.
He's the one saying like Hurricane Katrina was a good thing because it wiped away a lot of scumbags out of New Orleans. Because he's from New Orleans, and he just said, he says, anyway, it's amazing. Some clips from him are just, they're always worth their weight in gold. We miss him.
Everyone asks me why I don't get invited on Dancing with the Stars.
I was just going to ask you that. I don't know why.
I don't know. Does that mean that I'm just the lowest of low? Because it's like
you washed up.
It's like the Dancing with the Indicted now with the guy. He looks ridiculous, and he thinks
Tom DeLay.
He looks ridiculous. Did you see what the little Village People vest he has on? So
the reality shows.
Did you actually watch the show?
Of course he watches it.
You know what? For the radio show, I watch all kind of horrifying crap.
You have to comment on pop culture.
But my wife watches.
It's like Robin had to put magnets behind her head because she comments on these things. Yeah.
Clean House. And she watches the stuff where they clean people's houses.
Yeah, the people who clean up the clutter and the crap.
But she'll watch it like every night. She'll watch the clean house thing. And you want to really comment and say, she used to watch Who's the Boss. So now we've actually, gone up from that.
Hasn't this hurt
those cleaning shows.
Hasn't all of this, the way television has changed, hurt your career in a sense? It used to be sitcoms, acting work, which you're very good at. And you were on many sitcoms. You were on Mork and Mindy. You were on Cheers.
Well, it killed the sitcom.
It killed it, right?
You know where the sitcoms are? They're on the Disney Channel.
So what are you going to do now? There's less work, right? I mean, you want to act still, but where does an actor go? It's all reality show. Like you say, you'll have to go on Dancing with the Stars very soon.
And those reality shows back in the day, I remember used to be, when they started out, they were, obviously very gimmicky. They have to be, but the way the shows used to be, like The Love Boat back in the day and Fantasy Island were both, I think ABC, Aaron Spelling shows, Tori Spelling's dad, who when they had these like has-been actors that needed work, they put them on these shows and make them into a character for one episode just to give them some work and give them like a mercy fuck and a credit because they were always looking for new people because of the concept of the show. The Love Boat, so it's a cruise, so there's always different people on, so it made perfect sense.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and Fantasy Island, same shit. You live your fantasy on this island with this midget and his, this wealthy benefactor. It's amazing. And he was on, I think, The Love Boat. He's going to talk about it.
The other thing is there's independent movies, so there's hardly any money going on there. It's just an odd time. I don't know what's going to ever happen, but this movie Big Fan?
No.
With Patton Oswalt. It's
the Giant Fan thing. Yeah, the guy who wrote The Wrestler.
They made the whole movie for $300,000. The whole movie.
So that's terrible news.
Nobody's getting paid even.
Nobody's getting paid. Right. Nobody's getting paid.
There was a time when you did even Mork and Mindy. You got a lot of money for that. You quit your radio job. You went off to do Mork and Mindy. There was big money in television.
Right, ridiculous. They would start you like $10,000 a week, like starting salary. You would get that.
Was that what was happening on Mork and Mindy when you went out there?
You know what? I went out there and
you were making good money in radio. You were on WXLO.
I was. So I go out there and I make a deal for like $10,000 a week or whatever, and it was huge money, and we're having a big time and all. And
so we're talking like $1977, like $1978 to $10,000, which would probably be at least $100,000 today. a week.
It seems like Howard actually knows who he is.
Well, he does.
He seems to actually know things about him rather than Wikipedia bullet point shit.
He does, because he was actually on radio and before Howard. And actually, I think he ripped off. They competed in some markets as well, and he lost to Howard eventually in a couple markets. And he was actually he said all kinds of shit about Howard, like he's a racist and I don't like him and he's bad for the world and all this stuff. And then
that's why he knows him.
Yeah, pretty much.
When they want to fire you out there, they don't fire you. They like cut your salary and lower your the shows you do. So I didn't have an agent for some reason. I wasn't with Don, and I was in between agents, but I had $10,000 a week. I didn't care.
Who cared?
And I did the Love Boat,
I remember
the Love
that
Boat and all that. So a guy calls me up and he says, well,
when I would hear you were doing the Love Boat, I would tune in because, well, you were a radio guy. For me, it was mind-blowing to me.
Making it.
I said, here's a radio guy who got out of radio and he's now on a sitcom.
That's Howard being full of shit. You don't just tune in because he was on radio. He happened to watch it, maybe. That's it, because the Love Boat was a scrub show.
Yeah, but I think Howard has always wanted to be bigger than radio. Like always wanted to branch into this other shit. I think he's been watching. I can tell Howard knows who he is.
He's very well. He's very well versed.
It's such a difference in his normal fucking drivel. Like he knows he's filling in blanks and it's moving along and it's not bad so far. I mean, I don't care anything about what they're saying right now.
No, it's just
it's actually moving along okay.
Right, the flow is way different, and that's keep in mind, guys. This it was 2006. It's a while back, but it's not that long ago where he should be at the point where you see all these fucking gaps in the waveforms, and you'd like there's just dead air and all these phony bits.
See, like these NPD people, like it's not even that it's some scrubby show. It's just the idea of him being bigger than radio and being on TV. Like you could look at him and go, dude, he's making a fraction of what you make in an hour doing this. It doesn't matter to them.
Right.
Like they're emotion based. Like they don't go through those logical steps, so he probably was watching them and envying them.
I'm not sure if you're paying attention to the Jada Pinkett Smith fucking like soothe my fucking ego showcase that's going on, but a lot of podcasts or shows are now doing like little breakdowns of her interviews and stuff. It's fascinating because she's clearly some fucking toxic narcissist that just loves to be up her own ass. And is cucking her husband, who's who's probably hiding his fucking. He's just a FAG, and she's got that on him because he's Scientologist as well, as far as I know.
I mean, I've caught as much as someone who detests celebrity culture but can't escape it has caught. Yeah. But yeah, I've seen. Man, those people are weird. I hope we're done with them after whatever this shit is. Their kids are weird. She's weird. He's fucking weird.
There's nothing normal about any of it.
No. And they're just kind of used to normalize a lot of abnormality in society is kind of the way they're total industry plant people. Like from what I know, and it's not a lot in the rap world. I mean, I've heard that Will Smith is gay. I've heard that for a long time. I've heard that she is too. So I don't know how much of it's scripted and whatever,
Yeah, but anyway, it's if you go down the rabbit hole, there's a long way to fall before you get to the truth of whatever it is. So we'll have to wait and see.
You were my hero.
What's her name? Marcia Brady was my love interest. What's her real name?
Not Eve Plum, but
the other one.
Maureen McCormick. Yeah, right. Maureen.
Yeah, Maureen McCormick. So they call me up, to go and do an episode of Love Boat. So I go to her house to like learn the lines or whatever. And she comes out with little short shorts and a t-shirt and no bra. And I'm in Hollywood. Look, Teepublic. I'm thinking, man, this is fantastic.
Right.
So we do lines.
And she was cute back then.
Yeah, and then you read a book. She was doing blow, and she was screwing people. Not me. Nobody screwed me. Nobody offered me any cocaine.
You missed all of that.
I'm doing the wrong lines with her.
You mean you went over her house to rehearse your script
on Wilshire Boulevard,
and she comes out in little short shorts and no
and
bra.
we go over the scenes or whatever, and it was kind of a sad movie. She dies in a television show. She dies in it.
In Love Boat?
She died in Love Boat.
Right. Well, look at the ship's doctor.
I think they
the guy from Get Smart.
Isn't that sort of an unbelievable plot when you think about all the people dying on cruise ships now? I mean, everyone disappears on these cruise ships.
You know what's funny? No one died back then on cruise ships, so they were keeping it quiet. Right.
It was sort of like a crystal ball, that show.
So I go to the thing and I read with her, and I think we went to dinner or whatever, and so we get back to the set, and then they introduce everybody, and I think that they must have messed up the parts because there was kind of a handsome guy there, and he was playing a sleazy gangster. So they introduce the cast, and they go, playing the beautiful ingenue today will be Robin, and everybody, claps, and you remember our other cast, and then they name the handsome guy plays the sleazy guy, and they go, and playing the handsome architect from Denver, Jay Thomas. I swear to God, everybody paused.
Like, what's wrong with the casting
And so I'm going, Jesus, I think I was supposed to play the sleazy whatever. So I'm the handsome architect. So they have a fan and stuff, and blowing your hair. And
it's got to be on a boat. Hollywood bullshit. It's true.
Yeah.
That's great.
By the way, what era was this show? When was this show?
Okay, I'm just spitballing here. I'm gonna say late. I'm gonna say 78 to 82, or like 77 to 81, that kind of thing. Like when I was 5, this show was on.
And
I always heard about it.
I had to kiss her, and she's crying, and she's dying, and I love her, but she's dying, and we run up these stairs, and we go off set, and it's in a dark little room, and you have to stand there until they yell cut. And I never did a thing to the woman. I kiss her, and she runs up the stairs, and I go, wait, and I run up the stairs with her like that. And when I get into the little room, she turns around, and she goes, don't touch me. And I go, I wasn't going to do anything to you. Nothing. She goes, well, don't touch me. I went, and now I'm in a little tiny room, and they haven't yelled cut. I said, I wasn't going to do anything.
I'm acting.
I don't know what I did or what the deal was, but when I used to kiss these women on TV, you didn't know if your tongue had to come out or stayed in or whatever the deal was.
You weren't trying to be a brute. You were just trying to act.
You were acting the scene.
I tell you who I did hit on. There was.
Did you use tongue when you kissed Maureen McCormick?
No.
No.
If the woman tongues you, you're allowed to tongue
back,
but you can't.
Which makes this is all perfectly logical. Whatever. Fuck.
Yeah. I'm not even following this fucking story, to be honest with you.
Oh no, this is just a preamble. He's going to start getting into Howard pretty soon.
That kissing of a woman in a movie, and I only did sitcom kissing. It is odd. It is strange.
What? Not to get
Sarah Jessica Parker, I kissed once.
Oh no, kid.
Howard's favorite. He loves horses.
I find it interesting how much this guy is taking over the show right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like he came in there and he's taking up space, he's taking up airtime, and he's totally, for lack of a better word, alpha mailing Howard right now. And like, this is his show. Like Howard, he completely has control right now.
Every one of his appearances on the show is like that. It's instant. And except for the very first one, and even the very first one he takes over as well, because his storytelling is so much more realized. And Howard's stories are all, they're manufactured, or they're complete bullshit, or he doesn't know how to structure a story.
Yeah.
He just he keeps going around in circles on certain points and brings up the same thing, and he uses the same buzzwords all the time, and eventually you just kind of get fed up because you're going, okay, yeah, I heard this, yeah, okay, whatever, get to the fucking point, asshole.
Yeah.
Artie sometimes would get like that, but for the most part, he took you on a journey, and you were happy to get to where he was going when he was telling you a story.
Right.
And and Jay's like that too. It just depends on, I guess, the level of interest in the story. But this one, he's talking about Sex and the City, Sarah Jessica Parker, who, when she was really young, I guess, okay, so she was in Square Pegs when I was a kid, like when I was 8 and something. That was a sitcom it was fairly popular. But then she got like shitty little like bit parts in movies, and then eventually got in Sex and the City, which was her big, big breakout role.
I played a really sleazy guy, and I was looking at a house with her, and so she says, well, you could make the deal for this house. And I go, really? You can make the deal? Maybe I can make a really good deal, And I had to grab the back of her head and pull her toward me,
in, huh?
and I kissed her, and it was one of these dramas, and she looks at me, and I go, yeah, you and I can work together like that. So at lunchtime, I'm trying to talk to her, and she was acting like I was that guy.
Oh my God.
What I'm like, kind of what I'm seeing right now is, because he's a little meandering. Like, I'm not saying what he isn't saying. It's funny enough, but I feel like he's kind of shot out of a cannon, because this is that first initial like grapple for power and space right now, and I feel like he's just kind of all over the fucking place, because he's not trying to give anything up. Like, I can't even follow what he's saying. Like, to me, this is him just like the initial stages of like, I'm gonna filibuster this kind of I'm just talking about, I'm looking deep into it. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just saying this is what I'm kind of getting from these moments here.
Well, it's a radio guy talking to another radio guy. So
Exactly.
I mean, that's going to be a good part of it. But then if there's an exchange, if there's an actual like give and take, that's when it could get interesting.
Yeah, I just feel like it's almost like a little filibustering type thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too deep into it.
It gets good, trust me.
He's dating Robert Downey Jr. at the time.
Right.
So he comes in, and I go, all these guys are sissies. They're like, I mean, I don't want to say, I mean, you know what I mean? They're not
men's men.
They're not.
Right.
Every time I see Jude Law has knocked up another like ticket taker at a, at a crosswalk or whatever, I think you could beat Jude Law. You could scare Jude Law. You could just get out of here, Jude
Because you're a
Law.
manly guy. You play sports. You're athletic.
I hate those guys. You know what?
Right.
Why do they screw these little skinny nothing guys?
Right. I mean, you're very muscular.
I'm very muscular.
You're right. No, but I'm serious. I see what you mean. And Sarah Jessica Parker gets confused, I guess, and thinks you're a real bad guy just because you're playing a bad guy.
They wouldn't even eat lunch with me.
Brute,
wow.
I don't know.
Because you're so manly.
Do you think you're unattractive? I think you're a good-looking guy.
You know what? I had that.
I still think he's setting the tone here. He's talking about skinny guys and mans. He obviously doesn't think that this is Howard. He's planning that right now. He's not that muscular. I don't really get that.
No, it's a standard physique for a guy his age, because he's got to be like, he's in his mid-50s at this point.
He's in shape, but I would never look at him and go, man, that guy's ripped or, whatever, diesel. He looks average. I feel like he's just sort of getting this out here right now. Like, he's got this thing like, I think Howard's a fucking fruit. I don't think he's a man's man, and that's why he's bringing this up. Maybe. I really do. I really do.
Maybe.
That white guy afro back then.
Sure.
I don't know. I think maybe I'm overbearing. I was overbearing. I think I looked like I was up to something at all times.
You look shifty.
I look very shifty.
Yeah, you do. So, I mean, look at the career you've had. I mean, you've really done a lot of...
You made out with Sarah Jessica Parker.
That's right. You've done a lot of important things. Wait, you were about to tell us a story about somebody you made out with. Maybe it was Sarah Jessica Parker. I don't know.
No, yeah, no,
You were saying there was somebody that you hit on.
Yeah, you hit on somebody.
Yeah. I can't think of her name, but she was around when I was doing The Love Boat, and she was like on the set, and I actually did hit on her.
She was an actress.
And I put my hand on her. She married Clint Black. What was that woman's name?
Oh, she was cute. I know you mean, a blonde girl.
Lisa Hartman. So she's there.
Go ahead.
So I go, I'm going to hit on her.
Well,
she's not in the show.
Right.
I'm going to hit on her.
Right.
And she had like a really hot car, like, I don't know, a BMW or a Mercedes.
And she's sexy.
And so I lean on the car, and I do my like, hey, how's it going? And she looked.
How could a girl resist that?
And so she says to me, could you get your hands off the car? You're putting your finger marks on.
She wouldn't even let you touch her car.
And she ended up with the big tall guy guy that was on the Michael J. Fox TV show. What was
Let me
that?
think. Who was that?
He played the mayor.
Big tall.
Barry. Barry. Somebody. Bostwick.
Barry
Didn't she end up with him?
No.
Were you angry that?
And I look these names from the past. I mean, this really is one of those. You got to be a certain age to get with most of these names, but that's not why I picked this particular interview. I picked this one because he goes after his hair, and then all of a sudden, like there's a bunch, and then
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he's setting a tone right now. I'm confrontational. I'm the alpha male. I don't like you skinny fuckers. I don't get you guys. Like, he's setting the tone for what's to come, for sure.
Well, they share the same agent, and I'm sure Don Buchwald told Jay all about Howard and knows he can trust Jay to keep his mouth shut. Because even though he is a live wire and on his shows, he's unafraid to say what he feels. You can listen to audio excerpts of whatever subject he's talking about, politics or natural disasters or whatever just international conflicts, whatever the fuck it was. Because he's not political per se, but he was actually pretty well studied when it came to current events on his show. And unfortunately, he had Shuley sit in too often, and that was a lot of people used to complain all the time. Why the fuck are you giving this guy any airtime? He's so unfunny. I think he was doing it for a pity, like basically to give Shuley a bit of extra money, and also to he was like taking pity on him, absolutely, and also because he wanted to illustrate, I think, how untalented Shuley was.
You saying Jay Thomas did that?
Yeah, he had Shuley sit in on many a show, and then he gave him advice ages ago. I think I played it on the show. He basically said, "Look, they want you guys." Well, this is when right before he died. Jay Thomas called up Shuley and said, "Look, I got to talk to you." Did you ever hear that clip?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay, let me play it. Let me play the clip. I've got it here. One sec. Shuley. Yep, there we go. Okay.
That was interesting. I was surprised he came out with that because Croge has been a Stern fan.
This was on Who Are These Podcasts
for as long as I've known.
Jay Thomas had a take like that.
Yeah.
Jay Thomas, the week he died, we talked, and he said, "I need 2 hours of your time." He said, "Get your family out of there, whatever's going on. I just need you to take a notepad. I want you to write some shit down."
Yeah.
And this guy, 3 days away before dying, kicked knowledge to me about what I should do with the rest of my life.
No shit.
Yes.
A good guy.
And the first thing he said to me is he said, "You got to get away from this show."
Yeah.
He said, "You got to leave. You got to do your own thing." He said, "You guys are abused spouses there." He says, you're all terrified to go, and that's the way they want you. And that's the way they make you.
What's going to happen to JD? I mean, JD's a young guy. I mean,
so that's pretty much the crux of it. And
the NPD, they kind of turn everybody into that around them. Doesn't matter the relationship. It always kind of turns into that.
And what a mensch move, right? Like to be like that would if Howard had heard that while Jay was alive, he would have been pissed.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously doesn't like. I can tell right now he doesn't like them. And then if you take two people like, hey, I'm a guitarist. It doesn't matter. They're gonna be sizing each other up. I'm a drummer. Like if they're in the same world, and just in these initial stages, I see him like, hey, I'm taking over your show. I'm just gonna keep talking for the first 5 minutes. I'm setting a precedent that I don't like beta males.
Yeah.
So,
but
I
think there's also a little residual anger at the fact that Howard did make all these hundreds of millions for being a fucking wet noodle, and Jay actually was, a talent. Like he did have some modicum of talent. He acts, he does real estate, he has his radio show, so he's got like all kinds of hats he wears. And he's an outdoors kind of guy. So, and he's willing to go out and stuff. And he's going to discuss that, his like social life, the way he goes out and he's not afraid to have a fucking couple drinks and stuff like that. He's a man's man. Yeah.
I think that was his girlfriend.
She did date him. Were you angry that she wouldn't even let you touch her car? I mean,
yeah, it was awful. You know what else?
Were you very grateful when you met your wife? I mean, that she was.
I only dated townies, even in radio. I never, I tell you that I used to work at stations, and I would, screw every woman in the building.
You worked at a lot of radio stations.
I worked at a lot of stations, so I'd hit on the secretary and all that. And so early in the morning, there would always be a woman in early in the morning, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere working the morning show, and I would start hitting on her, and before you know it, we would screw while the news was on or something.
Sure. Oh my God. In the building.
In the building in the morning.
Wow. Now, you had a wilder radio career than I ever did. I mean, I was wild on the air, but off the air, you always had a wild thing going. Everyone says about Jay that he was always wild.
And this is key, and this is exactly what Howard's like. I'm amazed actually Howard's admitting it, but Jay was what Howard wanted to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you notice too how when he was telling one of those stories, he stood up and put his hands on Howard's console?
Yes.
Or little area there. Like he didn't need to do that. He was getting in his space.
His space, yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, for the purposes of explaining, like doing physical, because he knows the cameras are on, maybe that's why he did it as well. But you think there was more to it?
You really think that contributed that much to that story? I didn't think.
I don't know. Maybe he is a TV guy. Maybe he thinks the visual helps.
I think he's getting in his space.
Yeah,
I think
he's girls during your show.
Well, I think also that there's, like I was saying before, I think there's residual sort of anger that Howard made it so big with being so talentless, and he knows that he has to surround himself with all these people to make the show go. And Jay really does his show with one other person and maybe a guest when there's a guest in and stuff, because he talked about how. Who was it that came in? Kevin Bacon was on the phone, and Kevin Bacon had just been swindled out of all of his fortune pretty much by that Bernie Madoff guy. Kevin Bacon and his wife both lost like almost everything. And then he didn't want to talk about it. It was uncomfortable, but he was willing to go there. You know what I mean?
Look at the body language and what you have stilled right here. I mean, he's open, he's direct, he's taking up space. And Howard, his spine is at like a 90-degree angle. He's sunken into his chair.
He's covered by 3-4 monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like bunkered in.
He might as well not even be in the fucking studio, honestly.
You know, it's a great observation. And I mean, it's one thing that Terry Gross, when he did that what was it called? The NPR interview for the book promotion, the last book he released. And she goes, now I notice when you have guests in, you're very far, you're quite far away, and you've got all these monitors. She goes, I thought it was pretty close. What's close about it, dude? You walk yourself in, you hide behind microphones.
Look at that right there. Like, who's taking up space?
Right.
Howard is technically, with all of his bullshit, but he's making himself small.
Yes.
And slouching down. I mean, it's amazing that this guy is fucking 6'9", because from where I'm sitting, it looks like he's 3 feet tall. You know,
he looks like Eric the Midget.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, he's on cam.
Yeah, during the news. I even did it in New York at when I was
XLO? 99X?
99X. And so...
Gee, I thought you were such a clean-cut guy back then.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. You have a show with half-naked women in here. I'm telling you, I get laid, at the building.
How did you work that? Like, in other words, when you were at 99X, which was a top 40 station, and you were the morning man, that was a big deal.
Right.
Did you feel...
Also at KTU.
Weren't you nervous if you fucked a girl during the show that, like, you wouldn't get back in time to change the record?
Well, we had news, right?
Yeah.
I would, but I'd have to go in... 5 minutes.
5 minutes. To the second.
This is
am I correct?
romantic.
And you know what? I don't think
meet
there
a
was
girl like who was the receptionist and say, "Quickly come back."
It would usually be a woman that would have to come in early and do the logs or something. Fill out something
traffic
or other.
Girl, yeah.
Traffic girl would be the traffic girl.
Right.
Well, and I always thought no one knew it. Of course, everyone knew what I was doing. And the way that I finally got caught was when I would put the girl on the desk. Mm-hmm. It was somebody else's desk. And apparently her ass would leave a mark on the papers on this person's desk. And the person didn't want to turn us in because they said, I don't want to get in trouble for turning Jay Thomas in.
Right, you were the
Everybody
star.
knew I was doing it.
Where would you go to somebody else's office?
So later on, when Howard does this, I was fucking like the station manager told me I had to, keep it down because I was fucking everybody at wherever it was. And like he clearly was taking Jay's story and adopting it as his own. That moment for that moment, and I think that's mostly what Howard does in his life. He hears a story, he reads a story, just takes it as his own, and fuck the consequences, even though people could bust him on it 1,000 times.
Yeah, they're like vessels. They just absorb everything. No, I have a friend. Someone asked me the other day, like the way.
Yeah. I got a buddy who.
I got a buddy.
Yeah, there's this army of friends, but there's
Where the
not
fuck
one
are
name.
This guy interacts with no one.
Yeah,
I mean,
these are
he
friends.
sees nobody. He sees his driver. He doesn't even want to talk to him. Like, so you're telling me someone walked up to you and just asked you a random thing? Like, no one's talking to you, dude.
Like most recently, he had this. He brought up the nebulous story about his friend who was a masseur, and he said to all these housewives, like 90% of these housewives, every time I massage them, by the end of the massage, I'm knuckle deep in their asshole. Like he's
he's not hanging out with that type of person.
No, and that's not a story. That's something he wanted from his own fucking masseuse. He wanted some guy to fucking stick his something else up his ass. That's all that is. To me, that's projection.
Oh no, I agree. I agree with you.
Because he's such a fucking deviant, and and the other thing is, most people who did that would be out of fucking business unless it's a hand job joint or men, women, unisex kind of massage hand job joint. That's a different story. But that'd be where he'd be going.
That's made up. One of my friends who I've known for well over 20 years, the kid, he's from Puerto Rico. He's half Italian, half Puerto Rican. Every chick that sees this guy asks me for his number. He's a massage therapist.
Mm-hmm.
He's never told me anything like this. I mean,
I should send you the clip and you play it for him and tell him if he thinks that's true or not.
he's been asked out, but it's it's nothing. Like, you cannot do that. This is your profession.
Not and remain employed.
Exactly. Like, afterwards, he's been approached by some of them, but no, he doesn't just stick his fingers up housewives' asses. And I'm telling you, this kid he's not a kid now, but he's a gorgeous dude. It's always been that way since we were young, women have always had an interest in him.
Right. He was beating away like flies.
Oh yeah. And he's like a super humble guy. Like, he's never even really acknowledged. We all know it. Like, when we were in high school, teachers were trying to sleep with him. Like, they were wanting to take him out and stuff. He's one of those pretty guys, but I'm saying for context, like, this is one of those guys, and no, he's never banged a woman during a massage or stuff.
But Howard knows the one guy that happens 90% of the time.
Where would he even hang out with this guy? He hangs around nothing but billionaires and Buckwald arranged play dates.
I don't know, some fisting fucking enclave where he thinks this is normal behavior.
This is something he imagined.
Yeah.
This is something he imagined.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you go into your office?
There would be an office that would be open. She would be working at it, and I'd go, look, I only have like 5 minutes. Let's get crazy, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And we weren't doing drugs or anything. That would have been fine too. But and so you just get on the desk, or you'd have oral sex or whatever.
So when I heard you doing these shows, who knows what was going on during the news? You might have been banging somebody.
I didn't do it like every day.
Right. But
in the Carolinas, I did it a lot.
No,
there was a lot in the
So you had a real radio career.
I would have women come in to win tickets, and we'd have sex in my office, and I'd give them tickets to concerts.
You hear how much he's talking over him?
Yeah.
He before Howard is even done finishing a sentence, he's already talking over him. He's already cutting him off.
Because he doesn't need Howard. That's and he knows it. He knows that once he's got the air. I mean, there are people like that. There are people that you get them in a room and they work the room. It doesn't matter who they're talking to. They're just like you want, and they're charismatic or they're whatever. Now, they also suck up some of the oxygen, and that's not always a good thing. But certain parties, you do need those people to keep it lively.
But I'm telling you, this is a power grab.
It's a battle of the alpha versus the cuck C male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'd left their kids out in the lobby. That was always the bad one.
That's very strange.
Yeah.
Boy, how many girls you figured you've had in your life?
When I see those numbers, I was a disc jockey, and I would have been like a guy that owned a trucking company if I hadn't been a disc jockey.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of women, but not to brag about it. And they always had a good time with me.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah, I always had a great time.
Yeah,
You
of
had a
course.
great time.
Listen to Jay Thomas.
Yeah, but after a while, your brain gets a little soft because you don't know why you're having sex anymore.
Well, I can imagine, I guess that's kind of how people thought I was conducting myself off the air. But, I got married very young. And
You were married the whole time.
I was married
But you
the
don't
whole
like to
time.
go out.
I don't. You see, you love going out.
See, I went
Jay's
out
very social.
And I was drinking last night at a bar, and these two gigantic Korean women, there's these Koreans in our building. It looks like, I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah.
But I was going to say something awful. I was going to say something awful.
You went out drinking in Manhattan.
Yeah, and
Right.
so these...
So you're the kind of guy, you'll go even by yourself to a bar, right?
No, not really. I mean, I'll read a newspaper or a magazine or whatever, but I'm not looking to meet anybody. About a 6'3" ex-Olympic swimmer, Korean swimmer.
Right.
Found me cute and animated, and the next thing you know is talking to me in the bar and all. And of course, everybody thinks, I did something. But what's funny about being on TV and the radio is it was like having big tits.
Right.
You walk into a bar, you don't have to hit on anybody.
Right. They come to you.
And they'll
Right.
whisper, even if you'd like the slice and dice guy in the middle of the night, he used to get laid. That guy, Ron Popeil.
Right.
He used to get laid. You remember him?
Right. Ron Popeil, who would sell the
Anybody
infomercial
that's on
stuff.
TV gets laid.
Fame is an amazing thing.
It's
as long as you're
stupid, though.
somebody. Because you know what it is? Women trust you. They say, well, he's got a good job.
It's like they know you already.
Right. So they seem to feel you're safe.
They don't trust you. You're famous. What the fuck? That's one of the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That is a very strange thing to say.
Right.
It's a very predatory, weird way to phrase that.
That's exactly what it was. Like they're familiar. they're familiar with you, and they think if you're famous, it could be just a star fucking thing because there's loads of people like that in any industry.
They trust you. What a fucking weird thing to say, man.
It wasn't loving.
That's a weird way to view that.
Right. It's like so said the spider to the fly.
Exactly.
Barrier.
The combination of fame and blow. That's a big one.
The one I love is when they don't know who you are, and then people recognize you, and in about an hour, they're going to lay a guy that they didn't know who he was.
That's right.
But now other people have recognized him, so I got to get some of this.
Right.
See, it's amazing. You were very smart in your career because there was a point in time, especially when you were up and coming, that you were single and you got to take advantage of this fame.
But wasn't it uncomfortable around the state? I mean, were you screwing different girls at the station?
Yeah, the worst one was 99X. I think I would go
WXLO in New
I would
York.
go into different offices, and I'd get off the air, and I would go, and each one, they had one woman that spoke in tongues actually, and I don't know what she was ever saying.
Were you picky at all?
I guess everybody was adorable. We're all young. Everybody was great, but there was a line of offices. There would be the traffic woman, there was the music director, then there would be some sort of assistant, and I would move in and out of the offices.
You were a busy bee. You were just moving.
I was
like
a busy bee.
Pollinating every flower.
I was a busy bee.
Do you think you were a sex addict? I mean, in a way.
That's another stupid thing when you see that. What's a sex addict?
Well, I didn't used to think that there was something about that, but a sex.
Not
But
true.
do you think that you were? It wasn't that you were that horny. It wasn't that you were that horny. It was that you felt you had to connect with every single.
I love when Howard does this. He's got to insert whatever bullshit psychology he thinks he picked up from some session.
But he's not cutting off Robin.
No.
He's listening to her, and now it seems like we're getting into... He feels comfortable enough to start insulting Howard is basically where I think we've gone at this point.
Oh, yeah. Big time, yeah. And I think I think every one of these is a clandestine sort of let's fuck on Howard. We have the same agent, so nothing's really going to happen. I mean, if he did out something, if he did out Howard for something that he did know or something Dunn told him, yeah, he'd get in shit. He'd probably get fired. Howard would probably get Don to say, "Go fuck yourself," or leave him. You know, kick him out from the agency.
He knows his line, and he's going to take it to the line.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
I do think that, man.
No, I would. You would just connect, and you'd be in the office, and you'd be talking. And
but wasn't it embarrassing afterwards? Because basically, you had to see them the next day, and you didn't. Now you're not fucking them anymore.
No, but
I mean, you never took one of these girls out to dinner.
Yeah, I would take them out to dinner.
Sure.
No, I would have relationships with them for years.
Oh.
And I'd go to their weddings and stuff.
Oh my God.
I mean, I was their friend. I was their fuck buddy. I don't know. What do you want to call it?
So you're the kind of guy. Yeah, I would describe you as a very social guy.
It was available.
So you're a social guy, even though you're a morning guy and all that. You will always go out at night.
I'll stay out late. Yeah,
you will stay out late. I don't know how you do it physically.
I didn't want to do. I went out. We stayed out till 2 a.m. last night, and I said, "Jesus, I got to do Howard. This is stupid."
Right, but you do it. And then what do you do? You don't care about sleep. You don't get sick a lot from not sleeping.
I don't get sleep. No, I don't get sick.
You don't get sick because like for example, Monday night, my wife's out of town. And I get a call. I got a call from.
Isn't that in the paper every day now?
Yeah, I got a call.
See what I mean?
Oh no, with the sex addict thing, it's turned. He's comfortable now.
Yeah,
he's letting people talk. He knows he's got his number.
Yep.
He's not even looking at him when he responds to him at this point.
Well, he's laid enough markers in the room where he knows exactly that he knows the lay of the land now, and he also knows Howard's going to be on the back foot for the rest of the interview.
Oh, he's got him. Look at him now. He's not. His body language isn't confrontational. He's taking a drink. He goes, "It's in the paper." He's good. He's got it.
Yeah.
Steve Martin. You know who Steve Martin is?
You mean the comedian?
The comedian. Steve called me up, and I'm friendly with. I've gone to dinner with Steve.
Why you know who Steve Martin is?
I don't know who you know. You're so busy fucking. So
you missed him.
You were busy with the Love Boat.
But he's boring.
What's that?
You see that? How he's looking around like, all right. Did you see what he did right after that? He looks around the entire room after that, and he's like, "This fucking guy is dumb."
Yeah,
he's you guys on board? It's about to. It was a dumb question. I mean,
of course, who the fuck doesn't know who Steve Martin is? Even insert your generation. Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah,
no. I mean, he's still got that now. That murder in the building or whatever. Like his name is still out there.
Well, dude, he's like a Tom Hanks. Like he's like one of the most recognizable celebrities. Like of any. Everyone knows who he is.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Terrific guy. But I'm not here to debate the merits of Steve Martin. Yeah. I think Steve is a genius. But
so did you and Steve get together?
No. So Steve called me up. He says, "Hey, listen, we're going to dinner with Ben Stiller and his wife." He says, "I think Beth's out of town, but would you like to join us?" Now, Jay is a smart guy. He would say, "You know what? Let's go." In fact, they were even eating early, 7 o'clock.
2 seconds, I'd be there.
Right, because
why wouldn't you?
I said to myself, "I'll be sick. It's too late. I've got to get to bed by 9 o'clock at least. I need to organize for the show the next day. I'm completely focused on this fucking show."
It was ridiculous.
I know. But
by
this
the
is
way,
how I think.
When you get it, I mean, I have to listen, and you're certainly great, and they pay a lot of money, but this is not difficult to do.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, you get
it. Oh my God, man.
So
that's great.
So another guy who knows exactly what the business is. He knows Howard's business in and out. Like Don, I'm sure, like I said, the same agent. What do you think? Don doesn't tell him exactly what goes on and how easy they have it at Sirius and whatever at that time in history's, in Howard's tenure at Sirius. That he doesn't say, "Well, man, there's nothing." He's got security. He gets lifted on a fucking mattress he doesn't even touch the floor when he gets in there. He's got his own office, all this shit,
He doesn't need Don to tell him what he does. First off, he does the same profession. And we all know, like, look, I've never been a major DJ or whatever Howard considers himself to be. But I mean, listen, I know some people with some difficult careers.
Mm-hmm.
talking on the radio, I have to imagine to a certain extent is at least a bit easier than, let's say, like a high. I have a friend that's like he's in like a finance attorney position for like a trade. I have to imagine what he does takes a little more prep and time than speaking on a radio show where you have an army of writers, a full team. Like, I don't know. Again, I've never been there, but if you ask me, not knowing anything, I'd have to imagine. Like the way that Howard talks about it, it's like every other narcissist, whatever job they do is the most difficult, hard thing. That he's not prepping for shit, dude.
No, of course
he's
not.
afraid of the world. He's going to bed at 9, so he doesn't have to be awake to experience any more fear.
Okay,
like
I'll put you another way. Okay, I know I gotta go. I know I gotta go into work. Let's say I have a 10 o'clock class, 10 a.m. class, right? But there's game. There's a game I really want to watch, and it's on at 4 a.m. Okay, in our time. So what do? I'll try to get to sleep early. I'll set an alarm, wake up. Probably the worst thing I can do, like get 4 hours of sleep, maybe, because it's tough to force yourself to sleep.
But in the context of this, he's saying he could have gone out to dinner with Steve Martin. Like, if you could go out to dinner with Steve Martin.
My point was going to be that I wake up, I want to watch the game, then I'm going to go up and be less than whatever I am to work, but I'll be fine.
Of course,
I'll power through.
Of course,
because it's one time. You know what I mean?
I did it last night. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a special occasion. You don't do it all the time. You can handle it. You're a big boy. You're not
exactly.
He's not fucking 75, and he might be doddering like with a cane, getting up steps. But at this point, he could totally do it and have no ill effects.
Of course. I'm with him. I hate how he says he does all this shit for the show, and it doesn't show, man.
No, he just does. Even back then, he does jack shit.
I get everything. He wants to be sharp, and like I know exactly what you're talking about. Like sometimes you have those nights. I had one last night. I knew I had to get up today, and I was gonna get beat down by this clinic director. I already knew it was gonna happen, but I did it.
Right.
Like. And I performed at the same level because I'm not a child.
Yeah.
Like you do that sometimes.
Right. You have to turn the switch and go, okay, I got to be on. That's it.
Well, he's such a fucking pussy, man.
He's a complete pussy and a baby. Like who the fuck, if like, and also what does that say? Like, oh no, I'm going to be sick. It's too late. It's too late. 7 o'clock is too late. 7 p.m.
Gonna be sick. I'm sick every day. I don't even know what it's like to not be sick.
Right, exactly. Fucking
women in here taking their clothes off and answering questions, and Sal. Come on.
I had to craft that. I had to get people naked.
You weren't doing Benjamin Button in here a few minutes ago.
I feel I need to be focused for the show.
Well, you're stupid. You shouldn't do that.
That's silly, right? I should have gone to dinner.
Go to dinner.
Man.
Live. You know what? What you really have to do is stop being like that. I don't know how else to tell you,
but maybe that's why I'm so successful.
See. See, he doesn't.
Shit.
If he had more people telling him this his entire life, he'd be a better person.
He would, absolutely.
Like it would be necessary, like constant reminders, constant. No, you're full of shit. Just literally send him out the fucking door with his lunchbox. Like, just go, get out, go play in the sand, play in the snow. We'll see you at 5. Come back.
Tough love works, man. It's the only thing I've seen work.
Oh yeah.
The only times I've ever improved. The only times I've ever improved is when someone gave me tough love. That's it.
Some kind of adversity. It does build character. I'm not saying you got to be like constantly climbing the mountain, but it definitely. Sometimes you do need a kick in your ass, and some people need more than others.
Yeah, if it's not from a malicious place trying to, like, dude, you should have gone to dinner with Steve Martin, man.
Yeah,
like
Ben Stiller.
A lot of people would love to do that. I don't know. You're not coming in here and reinventing like any algorithm. You even say you got Sal in here naked, dude. Like, like seriously, like, what are you fucking
big deal?
doing?
Exactly.
and so focused on the show, don't you think?
No, it would make no
it has
difference
nothing
at
to do.
all. Look,
nothing to do with
drunks
that.
and drug addicts who stayed out all night were hugely successful. You know,
is that right?
You know, Lenny Bruce was on heroin. He was very successful.
Extremely successful.
If Steve Martin had called him, he'd have gone out with him. You know.
So your advice to me is to pay less attention to the show and get out. And
No,
do your
come
thing.
home at 9 o'clock. You'll be fine. Go to
see.
early dinner and come home.
Right.
But what it does is,
I wake up tired. I need my sleep.
This is all, but you program yourself. Do you hear what you just said to yourself?
Jay has he has a good attitude.
Jay says, I'll go out and have a good time, and then I'll get up
look,
and do
I
the
was
show.
tired this morning. I'll take a nap later. Or,
You'll rally.
I'll figure something else.
Yeah.
Who were you
And
out with last night? You went
I
to
went
the
out
bar.
with the people from my show. You know,
okay.
and we were having a nice time. But I was.
Is that nice? Did you at some point get very fatigued and say, I can't talk to these people anymore. I'm exhausted from talking. I just want to be by myself and
But he
think.
doesn't see them that often.
Like they're first of all, like, exhausted from talking. Well, number one, you talk too much bullshit in your show all the time because you want to suck up all the fucking oxygen and no one else can get a word in edgewise. Fine. Second of all, his problem with going out to be people is you can't ever tell the truth. So you've got to constantly be maintaining all these lies and on your guard. And that's what's exhausting, not the talking. It's the bullshitting.
They get exhausted because they can't control when they're out. You know, there's too many variables, and he tries to control as many of those as humanly possible. But I really feel like that's a taxing thing for them because they can't control their environment the way that they can where he is now or at home or whatever.
Right. And it's mentally as well, because like all of a sudden they're thinking, oh God, this person's seeing me from behind. They're going to see the wig's not screwed on properly.
Yeah.
You know, like someone's going to take a picture of me with their phone, that kind of shit.
The false self is a exhausting thing to uphold, I would have to imagine.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd say so.
Okay, Howard, why don't you go
sorry.
hit on those why don't you go hit on those girls? You're telling us how you were, you know, slaying ass for months and celebrities.
Right.
And he won't even go talk to them. Like, you know, people start seeing who you are.
Yeah. The real self. Yeah.
Right.
Working the
But
same.
no, but I stayed with them for 45 minutes, and then I talked to the Korean women for a while. Then I went across town, and I had dinner with somebody else, and I do it in like 1 and 2 hour little segments.
Really?
And then when I came back, somebody called me, and they said, we're at the vodka bar, and I go to the vodka bar, and I said, I'm only going to stay an hour.
How much drinking do you do when you do this?
I probably do 2 or 3 drinks a day. You know, either wine
A day, every day.
every single day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something or other.
Boy,
you
but
know.
you're having a lot of fun, aren't you? Because, you know,
I've always, but I'm from New
I find
Orleans.
that
That's a whole
exhausting.
different deal.
I don't feel that connected to people. I get exhausted from talking to people. I get tired.
Boy, those New Orleans people drink, man. I got a guy that I work with from there. God bless him, man. I've never met anybody that, like, people from New Orleans love having a good time more than any other group of people I've ever met.
From the States or
I
in
love
general?
them. Just in general.
Because in terms of a race of people, to me, Germans will love their fucking drink. There's just no two ways about it. But we do know a guy also from Louisiana. I'll say Louisiana, and he loves his drink. There's no question about it.
It's not even just drinking. They love having a good time. It's the drinking is just the part of it. They love going out. They love hitting spots, like
being entertained.
People from New Orleans are a blast. I'm very fond of that city.
There you go.
Just as a side note.
Okay.
It's exhausting. It's
but you
draining.
have a whole dialogue going on in your head about, am I being funny? Am I witty?
I don't know.
You know,
do they like me?
Howard,
To me,
at
and I
some
even
point,
go, you're a
just
married
gonna-
guy. Why go through all this if you're not going to get laid at the end?
No,
of
you're
it?
not going to get laid. But you know what? You're not
Right.
thinking about getting laid. I
Right.
mean, and listen, when it's no fun anymore, you go, oh, I gotta go. I gotta get up.
I got to get across town.
All right.
Oh,
well,
so
maybe
what do
I'll
you do?
learn.
You sit alone? That's
Yes.
fun. Sitting
I love
alone
it.
is fun. And watching what, television?
See, and that's exactly what he does now. Does nothing. He just wants Beth somewhere in the vicinity to get him his fucking half an egg, but that's it. He doesn't want her for anything else.
It's what he's always done.
Yeah.
It's what they do.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. So when you get someone in here who's just like a vicarious, like thrill-seeking, whatever, just living life, trying to enjoy life, and you put them in contrast to Howard, it's so fucking stark. It's like that Scarface movie poster.
I mean, even I didn't really think about. You told me he's from New Orleans. I didn't really think about that too much, but. Like I've got family down there, like I've got some cousins from there, and then I work with this guy, and every time he comes into Chicago, he wants to know where the concert's at, what event. Like every time he's in town, it's intense because he wants to hit what's the cool new restaurant? We gotta hit that. Yeah. We gotta go. Is there any shows, anything that we can go to, any comedy? Like he's constantly, and he drinks, but that's not the focus point of what we're doing. He wants to go see shows. He wants to go to clubs. He wants to it's just the way that he is, you know?
There's a lot worse ways to be. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, dude, he's a blast. But yeah, this guy's the opposite of Howard.
Yeah.
I mean,
direct.
Television. I play chess.
Jesus. If I watch TV and I'm alone, that's depressing to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you were writing a novel or something, I can understand.
See, it's depressing to me to be out with people.
Well, sometimes I don't want to be with anyone, but
I want to get together with you one time. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Nothing exciting is going to happen.
No, I'm going to go to dinner with you.
I'm not as exciting as Steve Martin.
I want to watch. Listen, Steve
when I was on 99X, he was the hottest comic.
Steve's a genius.
He came on the show and he wasn't funny. So that was 25 years ago, and he wasn't funny, and I never forgave him. I don't like these star comics who come on shows and they're not funny.
Steve Martin put out some of the greatest comedy.
He did.
Great movies.
I worshipped him.
That book he just wrote was brilliant. I'm talking about
the Pink Panther movies? Why does he do those?
I didn't see Pink Panther.
For the money.
Listen, the same reason you did Love Boat.
I love that he fucking nailed him on those. Those are awful. They're so fucking bad, those remakes. Not that I was a huge Peter Sellers fan, but of course, most of us grew up watching the Pink Panther movies, and you even if you can't put your finger on it, you go, this is a kind of genius in its own little way. And then for them to remake them, it's there's films you don't touch. And you don't touch those.
I remember Jim Norton tossing him a fucking verbal beating over him remaking those, and then he called him out on it when he saw him. And
he pussied out when he fucking met Steve Martin. And after that, I had zero respect. I deleted his books from my Kindle. I said, "Fuck you, Norton." And since then, he's been my enemy on that basis alone. Because I would have told Steve Martin to his face, I go, "What in God's name are you fucking thinking? You of all people."
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he called me out and said, "Yeah, you deserve that. Someone should have told you. Your agent should have told you. Someone in your life should have told you. Leave it the fuck alone."
Right.
Yeah. So I think it was ego personally, or I'm sure. I think I remember reading in an interview. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. I'll say 90% sure that he was doing it as an homage because he was friendly with Sellers, and he thought, okay, if anybody was going to do it, which someone is going to try it again, why not have it be someone who respected him and was friends with him and could try to do it justice? But he did the exact opposite.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. There's stuff that people want to get pushed through. There's agents involved. I mean, it's a complex thing that the actors don't really have a ton of power with stuff like that. I wouldn't imagine. I mean, someone wanted it made. He was probably on the hook. It matched up. It's a very incestuous game, Hollywood.
I don't know. Somebody like him, a comedy legend, I don't think he has to be shoehorned in anything. I think he wanted to do it. That's my
those people from that era are more on the hook than anybody. Those are straight up people that have sold their soul, man. That's a lifelong thing. You think Robert De Niro really wants to keep making these movies, man? You're on the hook, bro.
He got so little money for so long, he had to start taking the paydays. That's the problem. He also fucking can't stop fathering children. These fucking idiots, and palimony and alimony and all this shit. Like Al Pacino just recently had another fucking kid with this chick, and I'm like,
no way.
You're fucking 82 with a child? Like 80 or something?
Al Pacino had a kid?
Let me see if I got this right. I'm not joking. Hold on. Let me see. I think it was. Hold on. Al Pacino, new baby. Fucking Christ. Hold on. All right, here it is. Okay, the name of Alan Noor's son is kept to be Roman Alfala Pacino, which means Noor's son, blah, blah, blah. June 6, 2023. I was right. Kid was born.
Well,
like Al,
God
like Al
bless.
I mean, honestly, like Tony Randall did it one time when I remember I heard he was 75, and I go, won't it be great when they have the grandfather son get together at the school? I mean, father, like you can be both. It's just,
man.
It's revolting. It's disgusting, and it really. I feel bad for the kids because all of a sudden I never knew my dad. He died halfway into my mom's pussy, and that was it.
Some of those Italian guys, man, out here, they'll have kids late.
You mentioned they set up franchises.
I worked for this guy. He was definitely in his 70s at least, and he had a kid who I want to say was like 11 at the time. Like he had a lot of young kids.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've noticed that with them.
Day.
Same reason you did Love Boat.
I wouldn't do Pink Panther if I was Steve Martin or with 8 you get 8
you
roll.
Think
it's embarrassing.
He wants to act.
No, he can do anything he wants. It's embarrassing.
All right.
It's embarrassing.
Well, listen, you can take it up with him when he invites you to dinner.
I'll tell you, the other day, this hadn't happened to my sitcoms. Kelsey Grammer's doing a television show.
Go ahead.
So they said, hey, there's the part of the best friend, but it's not going to be every week. You can do your radio show and
great
and be fabulous. I go, good.
Right?
And I go, gee, I'm getting ready to leave for New York and all. They go, look, you've got the part.
Go ahead.
Just go into the building and meet him. And
meet Kelsey Grammer.
No, I know Kelsey and
right.
and the other director guy who did Cheers. And so I said, all right. So I rearranged my schedule. All I got to do is go in.
Right, because the part's yours.
It's mine.
Right.
So I go in and I rearrange everything, and I get in there, and there's 40 people waiting to be I'm thinking, this isn't even like that special, right?
Yeah.
So I go in, they laugh, I read. All I got to do is go in.
Right.
I get back in the car, and I'm heading for the airport, and my the manager guy calls me up, and he goes, Jesus, God, you're not the right height and weight.
Oh, stop
They said,
it.
you did a great job. They always say, you did a great job. But I said, what are you, crazy? They know how tall I am and everything. And I thought I should have not gone out of my way. I should have just said.
Why do people say to you, well, I got to ask you a question.
That was an interesting exchange where he basically devalued Steve Martin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Howard saw what he was doing because that's all he does. That's his language. And Howard's response was, well, when he invites you out, you can blow him off. Taking a shot at him.
Right.
Saying you're not
going to get an invite from him ever.
And it didn't land at all.
No, of course not. He doesn't give a fuck.
Didn't land at all.
No, because he's a grounded individual. And I mean, the average person, okay, yeah, we all have heroes and stuff, and people we think people we look up to. But I think the average person, if they're grounded and they've been raised the right way, they would not fan someone. Like if Carmine Appice comes into your music shop, are you really gonna lay out the red carpet for him because he's this fucking asshole rock drummer legend in the annals of music history? Or are you gonna say, hey, nice to meet you, whatever, come on in, yeah, great to have you here.
I mean, when you don't exist in the perception of others, you're not really concerned about that. But that's the only place that NPD people exist, is in the perception of others. So
yep.
But yeah, that thing didn't land at all.
You won't have heard the recent breakdowns because they're set to be released, actually, not recorded. We have them, they're just coming out. But there's one clip I'll never forget, and we'll have to save it as a drop for a future theme. And he said something like, Howard said to Beth, if I could cage you up in a little cage, that would be ideal. And Sam and I looked at each other like caged, because she wanted to go to Paris. So because she wants to, I don't think we addressed it in Bummer School 1, but it's in part 2 and part 3. And I want you, as soon as you hear those episodes, I want you to tell us exactly what you think, because I mean it's not going to be anything surprising to you. It wasn't surprising to us, but it was still really tough to listen to because of the abuse, this push and pull thing, and then I know you got to go to Paris and it's a great thing, and it's I know you need to do your own things, and I love you and all that, but it's like, but I'm still gonna fucking knock you around and bat this around and hit you over the head with it because I got to make you feel guilty and all this shit that goes along with it. Yeah. So it's really, I'd say it's disturbing, but I don't know how much more can get disturbing after all that Ben bashing when he was fucking dying.
I was gonna say, what is the show now? Are they just reading like positive cancer results on the show? Like, are they just?
Well, it's you'll have to hear for yourself because we've selected only so much of it. But you definitely got to, if you haven't heard the Paul Simon, did you hear the Paul Simon interview?
I don't think so, man.
Okay,
I hate the guy. I can't even listen to him really.
But you have to listen. You got to listen to the episode Graceland, because Len and I fucking lost it. We had such a great time with that. It was such a piece of shit interview. You'll laugh because of both of them.
I just don't know how it could get worse than trashing your own dead father, and where does it go?
The only thing left for him to do is actually skull fuck his mother while she's alive.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. If you want to go down further into the pit, that's what I'm saying. Fucking hell.
Oh, no. I've heard these kind of stories before. Why do people say to you, Jay, we love you, come in, it's a formality.
I don't know.
And the part is yours.
Just meet
And then you show up and there are 40 guys waiting to audition.
I don't know why they do it.
You're part of a cattle call.
I don't know why that
It's humiliating, right?
It's weird.
Because you know the players, they've seen you act.
And the other guys are great, and whoever got the part is great, but they were different looking guys.
In other words, I'm asking you, why do they lie to you?
I don't know that I don't think they lie as much in New York, but in LA they cannot hurt your feelings.
Right.
It's they don't want to hurt your feelings.
I mean, I'm upset for you. Now, you did get some work in an upcoming movie. You were in the movie, the movie was out already. Snatched?
No, we just finished it.
You finished shooting it.
It's a weird
movie.
It's about a guy that is going to give a kidney up. And he goes in to give a kidney up to like his brother-in-law or something. And when he wakes up, he has a vagina.
They botched the operation.
Wow. And Andrew McCarthy stars as the guy who loses his... everybody laughs at it. But a guy from my high school wrote it and called me, and it was an easy deal to make. And then I got another friend to
Did you get paid for this one?
Yeah, it was really good. It's really good. So we go to New Orleans. We shoot it for like a month. It was fun. And so
I love how he had to just sideswipe Howard's pointless fucking question. Like, did you get paid for it? It's irrelevant. He let him tell the story.
Have you noticed how he's doing that with his hand, where he's like, I don't know, and he's like, he's physically swiping him off. Like swipe. What is it? Swipe right, whatever. Like,
what? Yeah.
Why do they do that to you? I don't know. Like, whatever, dude. Like,
stupid questions. Don't derail this. Fuck off. Yeah.
I could tell Artie's bored. I mean, like, this guy, he's okay. I think he's kind of a jag-off. Like, I think this is a little bit of a silent ego battle, a little bit. I like the shots that he took at Howard, where he's like, dude, what do you gotta go out every once in a while. Like, you need to change the way you are. That was a good one, but...
Well, Jay's a polarizing person. Like, you're either going to love him or hate him. And I think that's the nature of supposed to anybody, but
I don't really have either.
Okay.
I don't really hate him or love him.
Yeah, but you thought he was a bit of a jag.
Well, he's kind of braggadocious, but saying he isn't. And I think he's funny, but yeah, there's guys that I think are jag-offs that I think are still funny, but he's just okay to me. Like, okay. I don't dislike him. I'll listen to him again, and I like what he did here, but I wouldn't pursue him further. Like, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
McCarthy is going to play the guy who loses his penis.
He's a good actor.
So I play the lawyer, and my line is, I smell money, and I'm on television, I smell money, and I see his vagina, and I really smell money, But I was watching him the first day, and it'll hit you sometimes when you're doing kind of a weird movie, and it hit him, I think, like the first day. He was playing a guy who had a vagina, and I was sitting, and I was being really quiet, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's hitting him. It's starting to...
He's realizing this is not good.
He's thinking, I'm playing a guy with a vagina.
Yeah.
How is this going to go?
Right.
Right.
But everybody laughs at the premise. I don't know.
It's a good premise, but
it is.
Yeah.
But and it's called Snatched.
Snatched. All right. Well, I like the title. I like that you're in it. I will go see it when it comes out.
Yeah, like you saw every other fucking person's movie that they came in to promote, and read every book and listened to every fucking CD, and okay, I'll see it. Fuck it. He if you put a gun to his head, forced his eyelids open like a Clockwork Orange, he would find a way not to watch that film.
Yeah, this is he's
bullshit lip service.
Will you go see it, or do we have to send you a...
Send me a copy.
Sure, of course. You never go to a theater, buy a box of popcorn, and sit with people.
No, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do that.
Look at how dismissive he is of this guy. So he's already taken over everything. He's got his group captive with him. He's confronted him. He backed down, and now he's been dismissive. Did you see that? Yeah, you're going to watch it, right? Sure. Do you ever even leave? Do you ever go to a theater? Like he's physically dismissing him with his hand.
Of course. Because he knows everything about Howard from being back in the day, and he also knows that he's full of shit from having heard him over the radio like all those years ago. He knows he's like he would be a QF listener.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's absolutely, and I would have loved to have interviewed him before he passed away, but too bad. And he would have held nothing. I don't think he would have held anything back.
I saw an interview with this band. I won't go too much into it, but this guy that was interviewing them, they had an event out here, and it was just going really poorly. And you could tell by the end of it, the guy was just being the same kind of dismissive language, body language. They were asking, or by the end of the interview, they asked him, because they were from Portugal. He's like, so where should I go in Portugal when I'm visiting? He just goes, I don't know. I don't even live there anymore. And then it got to a point where they're like, so what do you have to say about family? He goes, I don't know. I'm not going to answer that. Like, that's kind of where he is now. Like, it's the same thing that I witnessed a couple weeks ago. Like, where you've already mastered it. You've already taken it over. You've already, gone through the motions, and now it's just dismissive.
Well, but you're saying the player or the singer or whatever would not play ball with the interview questions because they got what they wanted out in the interview already?
No, because the interviewer kept projecting onto them.
I got you.
And he was from this Church of Satan, which they have nothing to do with, and he kept telling them that when they refused to play into this thing, the interviewer started to get more confrontational.
I got
you. And then the questions were so bad and so irrelevant that by the end of it, he was just like he wanted it over with.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's like, I gotta piss, I gotta leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, without
but the same sort of like dismissiveness of what I'm seeing now, with this interview.
Well, the only what's not needed in the room right now is Robin and Howard.
But I don't think he even minds Robin. Like, he lets her finish her thoughts. He's giving her non-confrontational visual cues.
Well, because his issue always was with Howard. Like, it's not Robin. It was always Howard.
Yeah, I don't think
the dickhead.
I don't think he minds Robin at all. That's not what I'm getting from this.
No, but neither of them is necessary for him to just go in there and fill out the space. For Jake.
Yeah, I mean,
Robin
seems to like him. From what I can see, she's laughing at him. She's
entertained.
To him,
like they're entertained. Like they go in and they know this is going to be a night off. Like Artie knows that he doesn't have to really contribute jack shit, and Fred doesn't have to contribute drops. It can just be like, let's take an hour off. Let's kick.
God knows he loves that.
Oh yeah, big time.
Bother you?
Did that.
Do they bother you?
I can't
when you
remember doing it.
People go out. Do they surround you like you're a monolith of some sort?
No, it depends on where I am. There was one day. The other day, things got overwhelming. I was walking down. I was trying to get to 53rd Street.
Were you alone?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I was trying to get down to 53rd Street. Well, what happened was I was in a limo. President Obama was in town.
It was awful.
And I couldn't get down the street. So we were we're going to watch a movie at the Warner Brothers screening room. I got out of
the Warner Brothers screening room, not a regular movie theater. The Warner Brothers screening room. How's this normal behavior?
He's trying to throw his weight around now.
I was in a limo. I was trying to get downtown. I mean, like he made it sound like I was walking up the block.
Yeah.
Right, but no, I was in a limo. I was going to a screening room. We all have that experience, don't we?
Oh yeah, I do it every weekend.
Right.
57th, I walked down the street. No one bothered me. I got to 53rd. Then the cops stopped me because they wouldn't let anyone through because Obama was going to do Letterman. Well, then all hell broke loose because I'm standing there now. The cops won't let me through, and there's about 500 people waiting.
You're stationary.
I'm stationary, and that's what did me in.
Then you're surrounded.
Yeah, and I said to the cops, give me a break. Come on, huh?
And it looks like little pushins around you, right?
That's right. I'm a tall guy. So
now, how long are you going to keep the hair thing?
I'm going to keep the hair as long as it keeps on top of my head. What do you mean?
There's a point in time that it's...
Is my hair too long, you think?
When you get a certain age, I think that the hair...
You think it looks silly?
Yeah.
You do?
Really?
I do.
I think it was still...
Artie fucking loves it. Artie fucking loves it, man.
Totally. I mean, how many people have gone in there and shit on his hair? None.
It's so true. It's so true.
Of course.
Like
looking good, but you might be...
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, not that I can have really long hair, but
right.
I keep it short. I mean,
well, you have no choice. You don't have that much hair left.
I don't have that much hair left.
I've got the hair.
I know, but it's.
Have you ever seen my face?
What are you looking silly about it? What do you mean?
Have you ever seen my face without the hair?
Now you know what? It's like the over the hill rock stars. It's like I saw Gino Vanelli.
He
recently.
might be right.
You know Gino Vanelli. You remember Gino Vanelli?
I remember him.
So I'm at the Harrah's Casino in New Orleans. Yes, I was gambling there, and I was doing a burlesque show there also or something. So we're having a big time. Gino Vanelli comes in the restaurant and he still is trying to have the hair, that Gino Vanelli hair, and he looks ridiculous with the hair.
You think I'm?
He's right. These you cannot keep time away from yourself.
No. And it looks bad, and at a certain age, you gotta let it go.
You do. I mean, I'm trying to think. Joe Satriani, he had curly hair for the longest time, and it was balding. He was balding. He had that, what do you call it, the widow's peak, whatever. Then one day, I can't remember which album, might have been The Extremist or something like that, but like mid 90s or whatever. Before Live in San Francisco, whatever. He decided, I'm going bald, and it's a great look. He looks better now than he did when he had hair.
Yeah, it's a more dignified look,
especially when you get
it doesn't
older.
look good. Yeah.
Like I've never, not to insult anybody out there who still has a bit of hair behind the ears and stuff, like all those guys that are maintaining some of it. I hate the look personally, and because I grew up with high school teachers that just could not give it up, and it looked pathetic. Because they were maintaining it. They were actually coloring it. They were taking time to color the 6 hairs on either side of their head. And like, dude, just get rid of it. You don't know how much happier you'll be when you don't have to fuck with shampoo. You don't have to fuck with hair dye, conditioner, all that shit. And you can just remove that from the space. And all you need is enough supply of razors and shaving cream. Boom. And like, not even aftershave, just like a bit of fucking, body wash. That's it. Fine.
Just keep it short, man. Yeah. It's not a good look.
No.
A ridiculous point.
Not ridiculous.
I've gone way shorter. I've shortened my hair. In fact, I'm getting a haircut today, and it's much shorter.
It is shorter.
It is shorter. So I mean, I think it's appropriately short. It's not like the traditional haircut.
I'm getting a haircut today. That's the funniest thing too. Like all of a sudden now he's defensive about his wig.
It's funny because this was when it actually was in its last phase of looking okay. Like after this, it turned into straight. I mean, like, dude, I don't think it looks good. But what he has going now, Like the straight pubic hair poodle shit.
Yeah.
Like
it still looks like a crane placed it on his head as he woke up.
Oh, dude, it doesn't look real. I mean,
No.
it doesn't look good. I'm not saying that by any means, but
right. God, but as he gets older, it just looks that much more obvious.
I mean, dude, it looks like straight up fucking pubic hair now on his head.
Give me 1 sec. I'm just gonna find it. Come on, let's see if I got this one here. Let's see. I'm gonna find it in the links here. I'll have it. I played it before, but I'll see if I can get it. Kermano's comp of Howard's wig. Okay, so he has a little.
I wanted something that looked very natural.
Okay,
and also
let me turn it. So this is.
I mean, look at how bad that looks. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, what he has in the clip doesn't look as bad as that. Like,
no,
that
of course
looks
not.
Terrible, dude.
So you can see right here, he's got like the wig's not covering a shitload of bald hair, and that's obviously he's bald, completely bald.
Yeah. Oh,
so who's
absolutely?
Do you know that there are people still arguing on fucking Howard Stern and Reddit, like on Anything Goes and Howard Stern, you know, like fan page, whatever. It's his hair, guys. His hair. Look at that.
Yeah, it looks absolutely fucking horrible. I mean, dude, come on. What are you doing?
And this is 2020.
Really? This
yes,
isn't even.
The dates are given. This is on the legit YouTube site.
Like, again, what I was saying in the previous one, like in the previous clip, what he has is acceptable versus this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that looks amazing compared to what we just saw. He looks fucking insane. He looks like a crazy person. Like,
you
know
what
what
literally,
I mean?
you know, before you leave the house, you throw your hat on. That's the type of wig it is now at this point in time. And the worst were the first days of the Zoom that they did in 2020 when the pandemic hit, because clearly he couldn't get access to his wig person, and it literally looks like he did this. He threw it up in the air and hoped it landed in the right spot when it fell on his head, and he just left it as it was. That's how bad.
Dude, I'm so happy I don't care about shit like that. I swear to you, man. That's got to be so taxing to care about your hair at that age. Who gives a fuck?
It's guys with a huge complex. Thank God Dad never did. He just let it go. Whatever was going to happen was going to happen. And he didn't maintain jack shit. He didn't do a comb over ever. I've got pictures. We had loads of pictures. He had a little peninsula. He had a little island of lost hair growing at the top of his head. And it got bigger and bigger. And all of a sudden it was just hair on the side. But he didn't do anything about it. When it went white, and that was it.
Yeah, man. My dad, I don't even think I ever saw him with hair once in my whole life. But like, dude, I'm so glad I don't care about shit like that. There's certain like burdens where I'm glad I don't care. Like guys that are into their like shoes, that collect shoes, like fuck, I'm glad I don't care about that shit. That's so expensive. Fuck that.
It's liberating. Like the only thing, like my only concern, like I just mentioned to Bob, I'm going in for like laser surgery to get rid of some moles and stuff like that. Just things that I'm actually doing as a proactive to hopefully not get cancer from those fucking sun exposure around my neck and my face, because I got moles where the sun don't shine everywhere. But also I've got this stuff at the top of my forehead that looks like a Gorbachev type. Not quite, but it's you know, the size of it looks like a birthmark or something. And I don't care about it one bit, but I know it might freak some people out by looking at it. And I just don't want to have to keep explaining about it. And because I could easily Photoshop it out of pictures if it bothered me, but it doesn't bother me, but it might bother others. And like constantly fielding questions like, what is that? Why don't you get it checked out? I'm like, fine, if it saves me some hassle, I'll do it at any time. The path of least resistance. So
that's my motto.
Yeah, where that's concerned. I mean, cosmetically, I mean, for him, certain things he's done in his life, like the nose job, whatever, the chin, whatever, if it made him feel better about himself, fine. If the wig though is so patently obvious and so brutally bad, that's the step way too far. That's not what I'm
I mean,
talking
dude,
about.
it's something that affects him deeply. Like, I can just see the psychological denial in this shit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if my hair was going like that, like, I don't have that. It doesn't affect me enough to...
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd get rid of it. I don't, like, it's whatever. Like, yeah, bro, I don't have a full head of hair. I'm not 20.
Right.
Like, fuck it.
Whoa,
Time
big
doesn't
deal.
stop for anybody.
That's right.
Yeah, like
so that's why he'll never retire, because as long as they offer him once a week, twice a week, he'll take it, because he cannot face that idea that time has left him behind.
oh no, they don't do well with that. People with NPD, they don't do well with that at all.
So it's brutal.
It's a little bit of a
And you
buffet.
have no gray hairs, or is that dyed?
No, not dyed at all. I do have gray hair, but I'm not coloring my hair.
Okay.
I'm not doing any of that weird shit.
No, you know what? I mean, I don't want. I know it's probably going to send you into some, therapeutic tailspin.
I'm already there.
With your hair. But I was just wondering, how long do you go all your life? Will you be 70 with the long hair?
I don't have the answer for you.
A silver ponytail? Will you have that? That's the one I
If you
like.
notice, my hair's gotten shorter.
It has.
And it's getting shorter. I'm starting to move into that area where I make it shorter and shorter.
Right.
Beth likes it shorter. And that's the way it's going to be. But will it ever be a traditional haircut? I don't know. But listen, guys do stuff.
Will
they
you
fix
ever
their teeth,
dislike her after a while, like men?
Of course, I'm a guy.
Yeah, dislike their wives.
No, so far so good.
Yeah, you're all like.
I love her. I'm having a good time.
How many years
do you dislike your wife?
No, we've gone through everything, but we happen to be going through a good period now. But
you've gone through dislike and then liking her.
Yeah, you wake up. I'm sure she couldn't stand me either. You just don't like each other. You look at each other, and
I think that's why Beth maybe took this job. Maybe she didn't like me so much anymore.
I don't know.
Because she left for a month. So I'm like, kind of like, you know what? Maybe she, in some level, she was kind of like, I need to get away from this guy.
Now, you listen to Howard's cadence, how fast he's trying to get through this. He's that uncomfortable.
Oh, dude, that little. Okay, now I like this guy. Now I like Jay
Barker.
Thomas. That was fucking hilarious. By the way, you ever gonna get tired of her and be like a normal guy that doesn't get along with his wife? Or are you gonna keep this bullshit? That was great. That might be my favorite part of it so far.
See, I told you you'd come around. And just recently he got pissed off at Bill Maher for saying, like, he tells us about, he loves his wife all the time and so much. It's a little too much. And
I don't
if
dislike him. It's the secretary's ass on the sheet, and they told us to stop. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, that is
kind of dirty.
Yeah, but this is funny. I like this
because she doesn't need you as much as you need her.
That's right.
Because every 5 minutes you say she's out of town.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I need her. She doesn't need me that much.
So when you're just sitting around watching TV, does she just stare at you?
No, she has a very busy life.
I love how he just destroyed every aspect.
Buchwald is the only thing standing between this guy destroying Howard.
Yes.
And this interview being halfway civil now.
Yep. 100%.
She's working around the house.
She's working. She's got a bunch of jobs that she's doing. So she is.
And so you're miserable by yourself.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But he won't go out and meet people.
Right. It's very weird. Tell me about this movie you did, TV movie. Lindsay Lohan was in it?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a TV movie. It was going to be a regular movie.
Oh.
And so it was called Labor Pains. So.
What do you play, like dad, Lindsay Lohan's dad? Or
no,
something?
I play like an older guy at this publishing firm, and I'm looking at her and looking at her ass and all, and then she gets pregnant, and it turns me off.
Right.
But she's faking pregnancy because she's going to get fired.
Right.
So she fakes it, and she falls in love with the guy, and she really gets pregnant.
And this was at a point when she was unbankable, and her films were just not bringing in money, and she was doing all kinds of drugs and just destroying her life. And now she's fucking yacht. I can't remember. I don't know where she is now, but she's completely washed up. But at one point, it's hard to remember. It's hard for people to remember how big of a deal she was back in the day.
Well, I like how he moved away quickly from him and Beth. Normally, all he wants to do is talk about it, but he saw that fucking trap right there.
Oh, yeah, that window.
He jumped doing a movie with Lindsay Lohan.
That's his escape shoot from the conversation.
Dude, I'm telling you, Buchwald is the only reason why this guy isn't fucking completely ripping him apart right now. Like he's taken it to that line, but he's not crossing it, but he's definitely at it.
He's definitely stomping on the line.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
There's Lindsay Lohan.
Horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah, right.
I like Snatch better.
Yeah, Snatch is a good one. Right? That's right. Well, so I get to the set, and there's all this paparazzi there, and I haven't been, it's been years since I've been around all the paparazzi stuff.
Right. These guys want to take pictures of Lindsay Lohan every minute.
And they are Armenians, and they're from the Valley, and they're like the group of paparazzi from the Valley. And if other paparazzi come, they run them off, and they fist fight, and it's a danger.
You mean paparazzis have territory?
They do.
Wow.
This is the Armenian kind of territory in the Valley, and they were taking her picture and the whole thing. But here's what's upsetting. When you walk, like I would walk out, they would lift their cameras and then go, oh no, and they'd put it down. So you wish your picture was being taken too.
Right.
And after a few days, you hate these guys because they have no friggin' interest in you.
Right.
So she's smoking a cigarette and they're taking a picture of her. So I would try and get in the picture. I would stand behind her. I don't even smoke. I was smoking a cigarette.
It's demeaning to a guy with your talents that you've got to sit and try to get yourself into the picture with Lindsay Lohan.
So here's Lindsay Lohan. You come to the set, you sit down, she's in the thing getting her makeup done. She doesn't say hello. Hi, I'm Lindsay. She's not a bad person.
That's disrespectful.
No, she's just unsophisticated.
Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't say anything. So I don't even think she ever knew my name.
Right.
So the paparazzi are taking pictures and the whole thing, and I'm working and I'm thinking, what is all this? They knock on my door and they go, Jay, it's Lindsay's birthday. Do you want to come down? We're going to give her a cake. I go, I have no fucking interest in giving a cake to her. So I close the door, and I'm in there going, Jesus Christ, maybe I should go down there while they're giving her the cake. So I waited in my trailer for a few minutes, and I cracked the door open, and people are gathering in front of her door, like, Cheryl Hines is there, she's in the movie, and I'm thinking, oh, Christ, I guess I got to go down. So by the time I get there, I'm on the edge, and the cake is delivered, but it's right in front of me. So when Lindsay come out, I go, happy birthday, Lindsay. And it was like I gave her the cake.
See, now that he's not filibustering and talking about every fucking thing under the sun, and I can follow his stories, he's good. It's a good story,
Yeah. He's we love him.
Oh, I took complete credit for the cake. Happy birthday, Lindsay. So, and then paparazzi's coming, and they're
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, all of that stuff. But so the Armenian guys were really pissing me off. And Turkey played Armenia the day before in soccer. And I guess Turkey had killed every Armenian.
Right.
Yeah, for those of you who are not familiar with history, there's a history of Armenian genocide. Turkish genocide of Armenians in history, and that you talk mortal enemies, Armenians and Turks. Do not put them together at the same table. You're going to get some, and rightfully so. Like there's no reason for an Armenian to be friendly towards Turkey.
I still love the dismissive language. Did you catch that little thing? Like Howard tried to throw in a comment. He's like, yeah, all right. So we're going to go on to the next story now. And he's not looking at him.
No, of course not. He's got
Robin's entertained. Everybody's laughing. Something Howard can't do without paying people.
Well, if you're a comic, like you're in a comedy club and you're doing jokes, you're constantly going to be looking at the people who are laughing, not the one guy with his arms folded and he's not laughing. You're going to look to where you get the laughs constantly.
Right.
And Howard being disinterested and being a bore, that's like a black hole, and that's like a little dead zone somewhere in the studio. So you got two places to look. Artie, Fred, if you could turn around, I guess, but that's awkward. And Robin, that's it.
Yeah, it's masterful body language. He's definitely a talented guy. I mean, I can see why he got to where he is. He definitely knows how to work a room.
And he's got
again,
energy.
like I said, the only thing that was turning me off was I was banging this one and that one, and her ass was on the table.
Well, the thing is, they brought it up.
No, I get it, but it was just kind of goofy to me.
Okay,
but he's an alright guy. I don't dislike him at all.
It's a big game, right? So Turkey wins the game. So a guy says to me in the sports bar, he goes, man, that's going to cause a riot, and I go, wait a minute, you mean the Armenians hate the Turks? They go, oh, God, they hate them. The next day, I go over to the paparazzi guys. I go, look, let's bury the hatchet, okay?
Yeah.
because you guys had an exciting thing yesterday. And they go, what is it? What did we have? I go, well, you're all Turks, right? You won the big game, didn't you? They went absolutely nuts. The security guard had to come.
Wow.
And every day I would call them and go, hey, Turks, how's it going? Oh, they went crazy.
Now they noticed you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now they know your name.
But what would happen is
Right.
they would get a phone call, and they would all jump in these little Honda-like cars and ride away because someone had called them, and they would say, some other star is across town.
Yeah, I mean, this is you realize how big this is. The Armenians hate the Turks because the Turks killed millions of them. You know what I mean?
They wipe them out.
Yeah, there's a whole thing there.
Well, that's a good insult if ever you meet an Armenian. You just keep calling them a Turk over and over again.
Right. I can't believe you did that. Well, listen, it sounds like things are going just about the same as they've always been.
That's exactly right.
You're right.
Did you see what he did there when he put his empty cup down on Howard's desk?
As if to stake his claim, like that's my desk now.
Yeah, like, are you gonna tell me that he's not trying to encroach on him? And there's nowhere else for him to put that empty cup. It had to be on Howard's desk.
Sure.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Mediocre. Yeah, I'm right under the radar where I like to be.
Well, I love you.
Well, there really is nowhere else to put it, but to be honest. You think in a studio like that, they'd have a little side table or something, but he's got to do that. And the other thing is, other guests might sit at the other end of the couch. Jay wants to get as close as possible.
Oh, he is as far as he can be on this. He is as close to Howard as I've ever seen anyone in that studio.
Like if he could have sat on the desk, he would have.
He's even hunched over in the thing that I mean, he wants to leap over that fucking desk, dude.
There is one interview where Norm came
Let me ask you this.
Oh, yeah, go
you're
ahead.
telling me you're in an interview with Jeff Bezos and you're putting your empty cup on his fucking desk? No, you're gonna hold it.
I would, because I don't give a fuck about Jeff Bezos.
Whoever you respect.
Right.
You're gonna hold the cup.
It's a cup.
You're not gonna just plop it down on the fucking desk. Like have you ever seen anyone do this in any Howard interview? Put their fucking discarded cup on his desk?
I don't know exactly, but I do know there was one specific one. I remember Norm was in studio, and rather than sit on the couch, he sat on the back of the couch with his feet on the cushions to see Howard specifically.
Oh, I don't think Norm liked Howard at all.
Well, he put up with him, and he kept talking about how smart he was. So you think that was just for the sake of, kowtowing, whatever, and making sure he wasn't getting talked about by Howard?
Yeah, but he called him out on enabling Artie.
He did. And on Twitter, there's a famous Norm quote on Twitter where he said, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. So Norm quoted on his Twitter, he said, this is what happened, let's say, in 2018, October 24th. Just listening to Sarah Silverman on Stern talking about comedians who have stopped trying to get better, and Howard, a hero, mentioned me. I've worked 40 weeks a year for the last 25 years, have a dozen hours of material, and strive every set to be better. Maybe he's confusing merit with fame. That's probably around the time when he decided, fuck Howard. Like officially, because first of all, he wasn't getting on the show anymore, and second of all, he had this cancer in him that no one else knew. So he probably thought, now, what the fuck have I been devoting to this asshole for years to come onto his show and be entertaining for what? To be trashed like that?
Dude, I mean, these guys know who they can talk about and not talk about. It's an insidious game, and he had alluded, I know, many times to Howard enabling Artie and exploiting him. Like that's a
whole episode we're gonna do.
That's a pretty serious thing to leverage against. Like for me, if I said about you that you've enabled somebody with a serious drug addiction to exploit them, I can't think of many people that. I mean, pedophile is the next thing lower than that. Like that's a serious thing to leverage against somebody. Like you don't respect somebody that you say that about. I don't think Norm liked Howard at all, personally.
I think on some level, yeah, and well, eventually he got to the point where he did eventually loathe him and couldn't stand. But the whole Artie thing, it wasn't as if he was blind to it, and he certainly made that comment on Carolla's show, and he apologized when he was on Stern because he knew that was the political thing to do. You apologize on the show. Howard's not going to fucking have his bee in a bonnet. You've already made what amends, maybe you can, and you smooth things over. Like when Norm had to apologize for using that Down syndrome comment, he only did it for the reasons of, being able to still perform. He didn't want to be canceled because of it. He was just being smart.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, this Don Buchwald guy's still getting articles put in shit for Howard, who's not even. You don't think that guy can hurt your career, man?
Well, on some level, but either way, he did. But with that, it had nothing to do with Stern. It was literally like Norm's comment on the Stern show about the Down syndrome that got all this fucking cancel play, and he made up for it. And then you never heard about it again, really, except in like just some sort of footnote. But either way, we'll finish this up.
Got to be you're going to be a big star yet. I'm telling you.
Your day is coming.
You know what's going to happen? I'm going to die, and all my crap is going to come out then.
Yeah, right.
What's the use?
Oh my God! Can you believe what Mackenzie Phillips is saying about John?
10 years she supposedly screwed him.
Yeah.
Miriam, you know the story. Like John Phillips, like Mamas and the Papas, fucked his daughter, right?
No, I don't know that.
She was drug addict. Mackenzie Phillips was an actress, and she was in American Graffiti most famously. And and One Day at a Time, that show with Valerie Bertinelli back in the sitcom back in the early 80s. But she was drugged, like a massive drug abuser for a long time. She finally got sober. I think she does counseling now at this point. I can't remember it offhand, but she recalls a story in a book after her dad had passed away that while she was like unconscious, she woke up to find her dad was fucking her.
Oh God.
Right. Can you imagine like that? And she was on Oprah. So if you look online, you'll find the interview. And
Jesus Christ.
I've always loved Mackenzie Phillips. I've always thought she was just I loved just listening to her speak, and her attitude, just being that's a survivor. I mean, like she was underage. Maybe I think she was a groupie too. Like, because of the music scene her parents were in. Like she knew the Stones, and they were all like Mick Jagger saying, "I was waiting until you turned 18," and that kind of shit. Like all this stuff.
Bro, dude, this is what I'm telling you. Like, I don't mean to get too deep into any kind of conspiracy stuff, but this surface level shit where it's like, oh, he said this about them, and that, like, dude, it's deeper than that. Like, there's certain people you can talk about, and there's certain ones you can't. They're like. It's a multi-layered thing, man. As much as I would love to think that these certain celebrities have this kind of pull and you can do this and that, like, dude, what the media is, it's not what people think it is. Like, you can't just say anything you want to say. There's repercussions.
Well, you have to ask, what did Jimmy Savile know, and who did he know to go along as far as he did and not get fucking indicted before he died?
Exactly. Like,
right,
dude, it's deeper than what we see.
Why did Jeffrey Epstein get killed? Because he was going to talk.
I don't know about him, but like, even if you're talking about the Mamas and the Papas of California band,
yeah,
like what I'll say is
Dreamin',
this:
their big song.
If you look into Laurel Canyon and you look into everything that was going on out there, that's a good starting place to really starting to understand how deep some of this shit gets. Like, I don't like going too deep into this stuff, because I think when you start to, it's easy to dismiss other things that you say. And until then, information is just information until you make it a part of your experience. But I don't think that Howard is just merely this guy that, can have these casual beefs with people. I think he was put where he was put for a certain reason, and I think he's protected. And
so you like not necessarily Pink Mafia, but something even more deviant.
I think so.
Okay, that's more conspiratorial then.
That's why I don't really want to get into that type of stuff. But I definitely think that Howard served a certain function for where we are now as a society.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's protected for that reason. And there's certain people that the public can talk about and not talk about. And I definitely think that Howard is a protected guy. And I'll pretty much leave it at that.
Okay, well, yeah, I think definitely he has. There, I don't know. I never knew how much of it was going to be he's protected or he's just rich enough to sue anybody that talks shit about him, and that's what keeps people from talking.
It could be a combination of both.
Like, why don't people go on about Tom Cruise? Well, because the Church of Scientology has deep pockets, and they'll just sue. They're litigious as fuck.
Of course,
and they spend they spend you to death.
That's what I'm saying. Like, certain things are deeper than just, I have to apologize in person or I have a personal beef. Like, there's people that can shut you down on real levels, like bigger than just suing you. There's people that can really drag your name through, can set up events with people that aren't even credible and drag your name through some crazy shit. You gotta watch who you're playing with. Like, it's just.
Well, in Hollywood, certainly there's power brokers and there's power brokers above the power brokers.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And that could make for a fascinating discussion in and of itself, and we'll table it for another time. But for those of you listening, please put in the comments how you feel about it, Howard. Like, to me, it's just a combination of now irrelevance and deep pockets that's kept him safe, more or less. I don't think that, and maybe a bit of pink mafia as well. But I think mostly the fact that he's so rich that he'll just sick his lawyers on you.
That's part of it.
That's my take.
But it can get bigger than law, is what I'm saying. Like, you could start a rumor about somebody, and if you have connections in certain media groups, they can perpetuate that rumor without any basis for it.
Right. Disseminate,
and it'll just drag your name through hell. And like, even though you've denied it and it's not substantiated, like, they can do shit like that. It's not illegal.
Well, that was the threat he did when he was on the radio and had like millions of listeners. He actually had pull. He could. That was the power he did possess.
Sure.
But whether it's become something invisible now, I doubt it personally. I just don't believe it. But it's not. It wouldn't be unheard of if it were if it was real. But we'll never know. That's the other thing. We'll have to wait and see.
That's true.
Secret societies and all that stuff. That's something for a whole other podcast. Anyway, guys, we're gonna finish this one up.
From Brooklyn, you're on the air.
No, Jay, I like you, but who are you, Frederick Bacari? Howard? Yeah, it's so sexy. That's his trademark.
My hair.
You jumped the bus. You got that corporate cut. Are you friggin' kidding me? Howard, keep your hair curly.
Oh, I'm keeping it because Jay has never seen me with short hair. It's hideous. Jay, listen, Jay is not a famous hair designer, believe me.
He's not a fashion consultant.
Right.
So he needed Marianne from Brooklyn to fucking back him up against Jay. We're not blind to this.
Flying monkey.
Yep. Absolutely. And Jay,
and he seems unfazed, by the way. He doesn't even understand why he's listening to her.
I don't think he could fucking decipher her cackle, to be honest with you. That's what was mostly the problem.
Baby, did you see what Jay's wearing?
Well, I got a black T-shirt on, and I'm dressed much younger than my years.
Jay, I keep the hair long because my face needs the fullness around. I have a very long, hideous face.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, trust me, this has been analyzed by people more aware of this stuff than you.
I don't know how I'd cut it, but I like the little thing, what does the Jews have, the little taluses that hang down?
Payas.
The payasses, that's right.
Oh, man. That was a hell of a counter punch.
Oh, fuck. That was the Muhammad Ali anchor punch against fucking Sonny Liston, man, where he just kind of went away and boom.
You want to get in my zone? Here's a chin check, you fucking idiot. Wrap it up.
Big time. And you could call 100 more of these flunkies. They're not going to stop me.
Yeah.
Because he just shrugged Marianne from Brooklyn off because he knows that even if he doesn't know, he's like, I don't give a fuck. This is how I believe.
He genuinely looked like he didn't understand what was even happening.
Right. It was befuddled.
So this is Marianne. This is a huge fan of yours.
Yes. Ralph, go ahead. You're on the air with the great Jay Thomas. By the way, the reason Jay's here, not for his health, I want you to listen to Jay Thomas Show. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on Sirius 108 and XM 138. And don't miss
139, I think it is.
Is it? Yeah. And don't miss Jay Friday mornings from 7 to 10 on, of course, right here, Howard 101.
That's right.
Which we love having him on. Ralph, go ahead.
Listen, it's a good show. And Jay is maybe an A-list guest on your show. But, Jay, maybe if you got some sleep, you wouldn't be doing that annoying coughing every 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I apologize.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You can't be clearing your throat and coughing all the time. That's where you pay
the
for
booze.
it.
So you needed Ralph to call in, too.
I didn't even notice it. Did you notice it?
He was only coughing a little bit. There's a little bit, probably dry. Who knows? I don't know what the fuck.
I didn't notice anything.
It wasn't that bad. No, they just need some other fucking reinforcements to pile on him at the end because Howard lost that. He was like the Battle of Waterloo, and he's Napoleon.
He was coughing because he's been talking for 45 minutes straight and not letting Howard get a fucking word in.
Yep, absolutely.
The leading man. You're the lead singer. You got to take care of them boys.
Gone home before the vodka bar, you'd be fine.
I might have even forgotten I was doing this show at some point in the evening.
Oh, man. This guy's a master, bro.
Yeah,
this guy's a master.
Yeah, you don't fuck with Jay.
Do I have to work tomorrow?
Wait a second. I think I got something in the morning. Have I been clearing my throat? That's awful. I apologize.
I wasn't picking up on it, but Ralph.
Oh, I noticed it.
Ralph is a top.
Yeah, maybe if I had slept more and if I had just not had a life, I would have. I would have had your life. I mean, I don't know.
So you see, guys, why the fucking Love Boat talk was worth it in the end. If you haven't already heard this interview before,
this is some Floyd Mayweather shit, keeping
Big
him
time.
to the corner for sure.
This is Floyd Mayweather if he was fighting Beetlejuice. Oh fuck!
If I would trade the fun I've had for money, I don't know. I can't. I don't know.
I am telling you that I can't do what you do and come in here and be effective. But that's
no. But I don't think I'm hurting If I was hurting myself, I wouldn't do it. I don't.
Okay.
I don't
I'm just
feel
telling
badly.
you, I have a problem.
But Artie and I could go out and have a brilliant time.
Oh yeah, Artie doesn't worry.
Yeah, I'm not the lead guy. I could just sit here and just.
Yeah, he can phase in and out of this.
It's impressive that Jay could do both, though. You know.
Yeah.
And Artie looks fucked up. He's clearly he's nodding. Did you just see that look on his face and that color?
You know what I notice about Artie is he kind of shuts down when shit starts to get real in the studio between Howard and like when someone's kind of checking Howard. I always notice like he gets really quiet. He doesn't really get too involved with it.
Well, he loves it. I think he doesn't want to be a sycophant and defend Howard, and I think he also wants to see. Look, let's see if he can handle himself. You know what I mean?
Agree.
You know how
It's
you don't
kinda
step
like
in. You don't step into your buddy's fight unless he's starting to get really fucking pummeled. Then you just take the other guy, hold him back so that there's not real damage being caused.
Yeah, like when someone on the offensive line kind of lets someone through, like, all right, this guy's a hot shot, like let him. I agree. Yeah. I've thought that about him before, but I've noticed he sort of gets quiet during these times. Like, I'm gonna let this guy get some fucking heat right now because he needs it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
No, but I'm not doing a lot.
Well, you do well though. You're a successful host, and you party.
Yeah, but a little bit. But I'm from Louisiana, from New Orleans. We were raised.
Yeah, you got to party.
Yeah, we were raised like that,
You
and
have a
everybody
party
does.
muscle.
You have a party muscle.
Yeah.
I was raised, as I've said.
I like the party muscle.
I've said in my
That's
book.
a good title.
I've said in my book, Jay, I was raised like a veal. I stayed in my house.
Oh man!
And I waited for the next thing. My mother told me, "You'll get sick if you go out. You need your rest. Deep rest is very important. And if you go out, bad things happen. You'll see. A lot of people got killed in the Holocaust. They went outside. If they stayed indoors, they would have been there."
Why is it that the stuff you hated as a child, that you do as an adult, I don't
because
get
you
it.
get trapped in a web. All right. All right. Listen, Jay.
Oh man, like
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, look, we're not talking about mannerisms you get from your folks. That we're talking about like actual behaviors that you replicate that are detrimental to your social life, your well-being, your mental health, everything. And again, it's like if you had a cognitive behavioral therapist would tell you like, stop doing this fucking shit.
He just said, he's like, okay, so you recognize that wasn't good then, and now you're acknowledging it. So why have you not changed it?
Yep, because you don't
Is
want
what
to
he
change.
just said to him.
Yep.
Which I agree with.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
I love having you here.
Next time I won't
loves
stay
you.
up till 2 in the morning.
No,
drinking.
I want
It
you to
was a
behave.
big mistake.
Behave professionally next time.
I will. I will.
Listen to Jay Thomas.
Thank you.
You're on this afternoon, right?
I'm on this afternoon from 3
to
until 6. I'll
That's
be
on
wide
Sirius
awake.
108 and XM 139. Don't miss Jay right here Friday morning. You're talking about tomorrow morning from 7 to 10 on Howard 100.
I'm going to get a
going
good
out
night's
tonight?
sleep.
No going out tonight.
No, I won't. You know what? I got to see what happens.
Let me
the
tell you
day is
something.
young.
You are A-list here, as Ralph said.
Thank you.
In our world, you're bigger than Lindsay Lohan.
Hey, Ralph.
Until she shows up.
Hey, there you go. Enjoy your breakfast, Ralph. Oh, man. Yes.
Good, man.
Good.
You were pretty honest in there today, telling Howard about his hair. And,
After at a certain point, it's you're too old to have that kind of hair. I really did. I saw Gino Vanelli. Remember Gino Vanelli with the hair, and he's still trying to keep it. Yeah, it's I mean, I could still have some sort of a afro-looking thing, but
do you think you might have taken it the wrong way?
I think everything hits Howard, and I think he'll think about it all night tonight, especially because Beth isn't around. All that stuff.
At the gallery tonight.
Yeah, I think he'll think about it. Sure. I do that. It's like a little way for me to hurt somebody that's bigger than me. You just give them a little
Make
seed,
yourself feel a little better?
seed of insecurity. Exactly. Yeah. So.
So you had a good time today, man?
I had a great time.
All right, thanks for
All right,
stopping
thanks
by.
a lot.
That's it, guys. We hope you fucking enjoyed
Dude.
that. Bob, your final verdict, sir?
That was masterful communication. That was stick and move at the most highest level is what he did to Howard.
Well,
Honestly.
I promise we'll get another Jay Thomas segment for you to do exclusively because you enjoyed it. You did in the end. You enjoy it so much.
Yeah, no, that was there was so much coded language in that, and it was so calculated but fast. Again, it was like watching Floyd Mayweather, like super defensive, was not aggressive, but pinpoint. And he just acknowledged it. He just said, I know what I did, hurt him. It's gonna stick with him.
Yep, and it would absolutely. He's going to be going that night. He'll be the whole day. He'll be fussing with his wig. He'll be looking at it. Going, does it really look like shit? And he'll hold on to that for the next 10 years. I remember Jay Thomas. He came in and he talked about my fucking hair.
I love what he said. Yeah, he doesn't have Beth around or that whole thing. Like just writing that
bullshit.
I thought that was masterful, man. I thought that was masterful.
Well, thank you for sticking into this one, man. It was a longer episode than normal, but it's good because we don't. A lot of our episodes typically run around the 90-minute mark, but it's good to have a good chunk of time with you, and we're glad to have you back. Man. We know you've been real busy and stuff, so maybe we'll set something up for. Won't be so long between episodes. Maybe next week or the following week be good.
Yeah. Let's set something up.
Any shout outs before we finish?
No shout outs, man. Just yeah, I don't know. Things are crazy in Chicago, and if you're traveling here, things are really picking up. I wouldn't say to go out at night. I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of where it's getting out here, and I hate to see it go that way. But
yeah,
if you do travel to Chicago, I would recommend just not being out at night at this point. It's pretty bad. So
yeah,
that's where we're at.
Maine is looking like Chicago now.
Yeah. It's been hot out here for sure.
Yeah. It's a bad scene. Anyway, guys, we hope you're safe wherever you are, and we hope you've enjoyed the show, and we love you all and see you on the next one. So take care from all of us at QF.
Well, it sounds fascinating.
Hey, Howard, this makes sense. I just read in page 6, Diana DeGarmo was writing a book. It's called Go Away, Little Monster.
Well, Eric, I wish you luck with this book. I do.
And take your little dog with you.
And I'm very excited to have a reading and hear what you have to say, okay?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Oh, man.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, Artie, how many brain cells have you actually killed with coke and heroin?